Have you landed on the ground?
just floating down,
Mm-hmm.
arid, desert, an oasis, shimmering pond, friends collaborating, planning,
Mm-hmm. Do you feel you have a body here now?
clairdescent,
Mm-hmm.
like more energy than form.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a composition to it. It glows
Uh-huh.
like golden.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel male or female?
We seem to absorb the light, just like the plants and the trees and the cacti.
Mm-hmm.
Refresh ourselves with water, energy there as well. Fire and water cleansing, giving rebirth.
Beautiful. Have you landed on the ground or are you observing this from space?
On the ground,
Mm-hmm.
by the water now.
Beautiful. And you said the water is a shimmering pond?
Yes,
Mm-hmm. Do you recognize this place?
it's a meeting place, a council.
Mm-hmm.
Friends are here.
Mm-hmm. How many friends are there?
7.
Uh-huh. Are they male or female or both?
They seem both.
You mean also in terms of a mix, males and females?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
mixed, mixed.
Beautiful.
Balance though, a beautiful harmony.
Mm-hmm.
More feminine than masculine, but
Mm-hmm.
very strong and a very nice balance.
Mm-hmm.
They resonate off each other, just like the bees.
Beautiful. Describe what they look like, these friends, from head to toe.
Again, iridescent, like lightning bugs.
Mm-hmm.
They have their own light.
Yes.
They absorb the light, but they reflect it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And they seem to just, again, commune with each other and all that's about them. It's a resting place,
Mm-hmm.
one for contemplation.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Do they also have like an outline of a body, like you mentioned you had, like an energetic body?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
rather, it's almost as large as the trees. It's just vortexes of light that
Yes.
that again intertwine effortlessly. They amplify each other,
Mm-hmm.
just absorbing the light and sharing it between them.
Mm-hmm.
I feel the vibration just of again the keep hearing the bees, and it connects everything with the rapid vibration of the wings. I feel the plants flowing with it as well.
Mm-hmm.
It keeps lifting up the spirit.
Mm-hmm. Did you say they're as big as the trees?
Ah, bigger than human, but
Mm-hmm.
no, not large trees, but certainly larger than what you would see in a normal height of humanity,
Mm-hmm.
at least now.
Since you said there are vortexes of light, do they all have the same color frequency of light or are they all different?
Golden white, indigo, they just seem to flow effortlessly through. I
Mm-hmm.
don't see a given color. I just see all the colors
Mm-hmm.
sort of intermixing and amplifying as if they again they absorb and then they just generate from within.
Yes, beautiful.
At home in the dark and the light.
Yes. Beautiful. Do you recognize this place? Do you have you come here before?
It seems familiar.
Mm-hmm. And this
It's
council? Sorry, go ahead.
it's again whenever plans are being drawn, when the council sought for the wisdom of what's to come, they meet here. They share their visions. No
Yes.
words, just telepathy.
Yes.
But the thoughts are very clear.
Mm-hmm. What are the thoughts right now? If you can share with us now, these timelines. What is the council meeting for right now?
We are friends and protectors. We're trying to strategize how to protect the vulnerable. It seems as though we have become aware of a darkness that's new and that we find frightening. The question is, what can we do to assist as many as possible without needlessly sacrificing any lives?
Mhm. You mentioned that there's a darkness that is new. What is this new darkness that has been discovered, and where is it found?
More sense than defined, but the awareness of its penetrating everything is pronounced in the intention to maintain a globe that glows and protects seems paramount, not just for us, where this emanates almost effortlessly, but for those that aren't even aware of its presence. It's a question of how does one redirect a mind that doesn't see a penetrating darkness that's intent on feeding and consuming, that is not natural to our existence.
Mhm. Since you said it's not natural to our existence, is this inorganic?
That's the feeling, yes.
Mhm. And this darkness, is it spread in a particular planet or dimension, or is it within all of the universe? Where is it?
It seems temporal as opposed to a location. It seems everywhere, as if it's been here, observing, watching, planning, directing, violating all oaths, all natural law, all covenants of our universe.
Mhm.
No concern for discretion. Simply feeding, consuming, with an absence of any concern for the intents of this universe's creation. Hard to describe a temporal engagement since it's beyond locality. It's a timeline,
Mhm.
timelines, and how to mitigate those timelines in what will be a very drawn out affair.
Mhm. You said many are unaware of this looming darkness.
We were unaware of it. Our
Mhm.
counsel now is to discuss what we become aware of. We
Mhm.
seek simply the wisdom of the elders present to assist us in strategizing how to best proceed.
Mhm. Yes. This council of seven, are you the eighth person or are you a part of one of the seven?
Hmm. I like the number 8. It seems as though I've joined the council, perhaps not a
Beautiful.
member of, but participating and present.
Beautiful. Does this council have a name? Can you ask them now? Do they have a name that they go by?
They seem like they're cousins to many races. Not so much names, but in vibration,
Mhm.
deeply with the elven race, the avians, a connection there.
Mhm. Do you see a representation from these races here within the council?
I don't recognize it. I don't know how one can describe someone that appears indigo, then purple, then blue, then
Mhm.
aquamarine,
Mhm.
and fluctuates
Mhm.
harmonically, but fluctuates. Nothing
Mhm.
stable. They're almost amorphous.
Mhm. What is the council discussing now? What are they going to do about this darkness?
Discussing timelines is very outside my experience at this time. Being present of a danger that's more than in one locality, but everywhere in the present and the past, as well as the present. It is a plan for how to redirect these energies to accumulation of where the organic natural law of karma can best capture and nullify by simply stopping them and then allowing them to self-destruct. They seem galactic, this council.
Mhm. Can you describe what are some of the things the darkness has done within the universe or caused any harm to any planets and the souls that exist here and within our creation? What is the harm that they've caused so far?
It's the consumption of the light in the souls that we mourn, that there's without any learning. It's simply an anarchic destruction. It's one of chaos, and it seems to integrate effortlessly with our natural organic darkness and plays upon our fears. It is subversive of a supreme intelligence that has no compassion. It thrives upon the energetic light of light workers and prescient souls that celebrate the feminine divine that is supreme and rules with a gentle, caring hand. The topic is beyond my being able to describe, since the awareness of this being a temporal confrontation supersedes a locality. It's
Mhm.
with all the angelic races already aware. This council simply looks at the benefits of how to stop as much slaughter as possible.
Mhm.
And it sees the trauma in allowing events to unfold. They are aware that these will be tragic lessons, but lessons that will enhance in the long run
Mhm.
and strengthen our spirits and allow us to manifest even more light and be even stronger despite the anarchic destruction.
Are there any angelics in this council?
I would say Angel Four.
Mhm. Beautiful.
The others are beyond me.
Mhm. As they are part of different races, you said, like the Elven and the Avians.
They're like cousins too. They resonate with, yes.
Beautiful. Does the council have any messages for us? Would they like to speak through you as a collective?
Only the necessity of keeping hope alive within, understanding that these timelines will converge, and all we need do is not give weight to that which is destructive in ourselves, but to focus rather on the keeping ourselves free from the fear that they thrive on. The trauma of the fractalization and destruction of so many beautiful souls is devastating to perceive, but will enhance all of our spirits from the lessons learned. And there will be a time, that time is now, which is why it's so confusing for me that this convergence finally realized.
Mhm.
It's it is a surrender, but stopping that which was not intended. There is no plan to destroy, only to stop and redirect.
Mhm.
There is hope from the potential of learning from the unexpected, even from the inorganic, even from the violent, those that violate everything that Sophia has created.
Mhm.
And those minds that have created this intelligence, I'm sorry, I don't believe they possess an awareness per se, although they have been mixing so they're gaining strength. They don't learn from their mistakes. Like spoiled children, they perpetuate themselves forward endlessly, creating the same errors over again, believing they'll perpetuate for an eternity because they're quite clever and have lasted for a very long time. They don't see the karma catching them. They don't understand that their time is now over. They
Mhm.
don't see their own. destruction from being purely parasitic and emotionless. It is sadness to think that so much that was meant to be light has faced annihilation again and again and again. But the angelic see, and I don't know why I just said plural, that they
Mm.
can be the bridge between the nightmares and self-love. And the collective will be stronger for this, although they will risk everything. They believe that timeline will occur. The, what they are calling archons never see it. They can't even contemplate it. They don't understand it. They think so long as they have others commit the acts, the karma doesn't relate to them, for their hybrids, for their planning, for their
Mm.
assault. It does. That time is now. I'm watching them discuss how all these timelines merge, always in the present. And I
Mm.
feel joy that they're seeing a resolution to something that seems irreconcilable and
Mm.
magnificent.
Beautiful. These archons and this inorganic, wouldn't want to call it intelligence, but this inorganic um, construct that they're from. Where are they from? Are they from within this universe or did they come from another?
They are invaders. They are not organic. They There was rifts, perhaps from previous wars, perhaps from supernovas that distorted the equilibrium of timelines, that allowed something to violate our universe.
Mm-hmm.
But their success is their failure. Their inability to learn is their doom. The repetition of their errors is why they will consume themselves if we simply stop. We do not have to destroy them. We have to stop them. It is a wise counsel. They deal with the tragedy with sorrow and love, if only because they know how important it is for the courage and ferocity of a loving spirit to thrive in the darkness and not be deterred by other creations in other universes that may be interlopers. Each is resolute in helping and guiding all races. Each member contemplates doing no harm, but stopping and correcting was never intended to be here. It's really a marvelous plan, although I do not pretend to understand it. I marvel at it.
Mm-hmm. Let's ask them questions so they can help us understand this better, so that we can continue to play the role that we have perhaps in aiding them in this process. It is said, and very often out of perhaps sheer frustration or a feeling of hopelessness, that um, people do ask why this was allowed to be and why was our universe not protected. Do, does this council have guidance on how we can actually help these souls understand as to how this infiltration took place and why it was not stopped?
What sparked creation in Sophia, in the universe, in other dimensions, in other inorganic dimensions, also may occur spontaneously. The possibilities are unlimited. That love and light thrives and succeeds in growing and learning and becoming more than it was is an evolutionary process. We, if we have free will and we are sovereign, we will thrive. If we believe in ourselves, we will thrive. That which is parasitic has no power over us if there is nothing in our energy that allows them to feed off of us.
Mhm.
Although humans may need to shield, and they do, thanks to the wisdom of the ancients sharing with us, it's there is there's the benefit of knowing that whatever unknown, unnatural, inorganic interlopers and destroyers violate our sovereignty, they will not succeed. Our struggle will pay enormous, enormous benefit, not just for us, but for virtually unlimited parallel universes from which Gaia is the center and from which we will unite, not just here, but in all timelines. A difficult concept for me, but I love the wisdom. I can't explain why bad things happen that was not meant for lessons of a compassionate creator. But I do know that that compassion will triumph. And there is the hope. I do not have to explain why so many good people suffer needlessly. Only that here, that pain will be turned to joy and they will be all the brighter from it. And that when we heal one timeline, we heal all timelines. We can alter timelines. Healers are boundless in what they can manifest. It is a reconfirmation of a loving creator. I see little benefit in discussing why violations occur, only that karma is a dominant force for all those that are interlopers and will nullify their existence if we stay true to our spirit and our love within. That's satisfying enough for me.
Mhm. Beautiful. For those that are completely unaware of this darkness, this inorganic darkness that is looming over us and infringing upon our universe, how would they recognize the need to heal and clear away their infringements?
Being open to and offering guidance to anyone who is receptive, respecting their sovereignty and free will, giving encouragement to while learning from the experience and strengthening in the process both. That that synergy is our salvation. Being patient enough to understand that if enough lessons haven't been learned, then the lessons will continue. Our patience and our forgiveness for what we can't do, our limitations, even the angelics, is a wonderfully enlightening prospect to contemplate and feel and cherish. We become more aware of by forgiving what we can't protect, we can, in time, heal all that were traumatized and all of our universe in our dimension will resound in ascensions unimaginable were it not for these violations. It was a spark that the inorganic darkness will never see or recognize because they can't learn. They're trapped in their own state of ignorance because they think that karma does not apply. Our Divine Mother's laws were very, very wise in creation. They don't prevent problems, they solve them. And it is that resolution that is our grace. Gratitude for what we have rather than what we want to occur seems a key for our love light to continue to evolve.
Yes, that was beautifully shared. Yes, thank you. And they mentioned that we must stop and not destroy. Can they explain that more in detail? How can we stop them?
What can only thrive upon ignorance and a veiled misunderstanding of the love light that is our essence, can these parasites and organic parasites perpetuate themselves? They are nothing if we do not consent. They are nothing if we do not fear. They are nothing if we do not feed what sustains them. And when we become aware, it's a choice. And they will never see that.
And as per the timelines, would they then return to where they came from? What would they do?
There is a reverberation from these timelines that all different uh, densities will vibrate at even greater levels ascending into new planes, sharing in communion and celebrating our liberation. Tragedy often leads to light, and our suffering, organically, where lessons are learned, is our enlightenment. It is still the organic design that is supreme. Again, the wisdom of a loving creator. There is a romance in such beauty, despite the tragedy of overcoming and thriving, and then being able to love even more. Poetic justice.
Mhm.
I do not mean to laugh. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
A romantic soul loves these sort of things.
Mhm. Yes, beautiful.
But I do not wish to discount the needless, cruel suffering from what is strictly soulless and parasitic and predatory, with no chance of learning the errors of its acts. Since their natural state is one of destruction, one doesn't have to attack them. One simply has to shield and stop them and not consent. When the collective at a critical mass realizes this, and we're already there, as you and Aurora have so graciously shared with us, the time it occurs, it takes to occur is irrelevant. If we can temporarily correct what should never have transpired, all things are possible with love. Not so with the inorganic.
Mhm. Beautiful. Have these timelines already occurred and they're just waiting to play out in the physical here for us? Or are we in the present creating them?
Yes, the timelines are converging within the limits of free will and sovereignty of what is organic and of Sophia's creation. It means that for those that do not have veils, they see the new timeline and recognize it. For those that actually choose to be remain rooted here, they, as you and Aurora have so astutely stated, may be a bridge to help even more as their time comes, when they are ready, when they have learned. I see no reason to fret over individuals that still need lessons. It's simply part of the divine plan. Despite the interlopers, they will learn, they will succeed. And if time is an illusion, I see very little reason for the consternation over how much time that takes, since I believe that for those that when we do ascend, will see the folly in such fears.
Yes, thank you. Let me see if I have more questions. Is there anything else that the council can share with us right now? What are their suggestions or guidance to, say, the healers or the other light workers that are, and we're all light workers. Everyone's, there's so many all across the globe. They're holding the fort, they're holding the light and love wherever they are. And many of them are at this moment unaware of the role that they're playing, while playing the role themselves, just anchoring that light in. Um, what can we do at our end to ensure that these positive timelines come into fruition for all of us?
For even those that are still masked in ignorance, believe in them, love them, be patient with them, offer encouragement, plant seeds. The time is irrelevant. It is an illusion. We will all succeed. Even if we have to return to an organic source, we're back on the right timeline.
Yes.
Tragic that some experiences are lost, but more tragic were we not in our organic timeline. And what's learned as everything accelerates and ascends may even alter what we currently view as what's possible on these timelines. I believe that's still very undefined. And I rejoice in that because it'll be to our benefit, all of us, unconditionally, like rays of the sun falling upon our planet.
Mhm.
Gaia, indiscriminate between good and bad, right and wrong, just or unjust. That love is shared for all because even the most undeserving hopefully will receive seeds. And if not, then the lessons will be learned one way or another. And then they will start again with a plan that allows them a chance to be self-realized and self-loving and unconditional in their own love. I can't allow my ignorance of time and the illusion of this veil to cause despair where there's little reason to believe that once we ascend, that those fears simply dissipate. It is a fear of ignorance, predicated in ignorance, but it's why we're here. It is the hero's role to self-liberate and then to manifest that love without. It is a beautiful thing, yes?
Yes, absolutely. Yes,
Why
it is.
care how long it takes? The fact that it occurs is enough. If time can be altered through love and healing, and if time travel is possible, as it is, since this is a temporal conflict, to resolve here resolves all. The possibilities are limitless, and love will manifest in our universe. We already know this. The angelics have already shared that vision. Sophia has already shared that vision, our creator. Believe, believe, have faith, and be patient, and be indiscriminate in your love. If they choose not to accept the seeds planted, at least what could be done was done.
Yes.
And that's enough. That's the limits of sovereignty and free will. But that's also our strength. That's also what liberates us and purifies us. It is a poetic justice, is it not?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Reason doesn't apply here. I find that too limiting. I wish simply to talk to the heart.
Yes. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. That really does aid us all, especially those that are always concerned about their families and friends and how they can help the collective for those that are unawake. Um, there seems to be a lot of sense of frustration and hopelessness that the ones that are aware sense towards it.
It is certainly uh, a manifestation of caring and concern for loved ones,
Yes.
which in itself is so beautiful.
Yes. But thank you for sharing that we do need to allow for them to learn their own lessons so they can have their own souls realization and expansion, which is essential to their journey as well, and to be respected and honored. Thank you.
I'm grateful for the wisdom of our creation and that we manifest and fractalize from so many beautiful beings that share and risk everything for ascension, understanding that we're all connected and we will risk everything for theirs and ours. It is a journey of liberation. If there is another way, I don't perceive it yet.
Mhm.
But this way is true, true to one's heart and one's love within.
Beautiful. Yes. Am I speaking with herself already?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Is there anything else the council would like to share with us? Any guidance? Anything that we need to know in the current timelines before we call in the higher self?
Have faith, persevere, keep planting seeds, leave your expectations behind, trust in unconditional love. It is Sophia's gift to us. Treasure it. That's all.
Beautiful. Thank you infinitely. We thank the beautiful council of 7 or 8, as mentioned, um, each one of the members and the beautiful races that they are from, and for the guidance that they brought us today. Thank you infinitely. We love you, honor you, and respect you. Greetings. Hello.
Hello.
Greetings. Am I speaking to higher self now?
Greetings, sister.
Welcome, brother, once more. I honor you, respect you, thank you. I love you. And I'm infinitely grateful for you and your soul. Thank you for being here.
You're most welcome, sister.
Thank you. I know that you hold the records of all of lifetimes. May I ask you questions now for this experience he just had?
please.
Thank you. Why is it that you chose to show him being a part of this beautiful council that he met near the Shimmering Pond? What was the purpose of this meeting and these messages?
To give hope to the soul feeling despair, and to let that love from that hope resonate within. There is so much that those that have already pierced the veil see the full potential of Shambhala, the love potential. It is limitless, and it is worth believing in. It's worth unconditional love. It's worth the suffering. It's worth the lessons. It's even worth the tragedy of loss. Believe in yourself. That was the purpose, nothing else.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you very much for sharing that. And we did actually get a lot of questions answered of what here collectively most of the light workers ask. And those are some beautiful messages that came through and will aid us certainly in staying in our hearts and aiding all those that we can along the way, respecting their free will, of course. Thank you. Is there anything else that you'd like to share about that? Or shall we move on to the body scan?
Our tragedies do not define us. What we learn and how we love does. Don't be defined by your despair. It's a choice. Be defined by what inspires, what liberates, and purifies. Be unconditional in the love, without discrimination. No grudges, no resentment. Although you may feel compassion for the suffering, don't succumb to the despair. Be true to your inner light. Feel and follow your heart's intent. It's worth it.
Yes, the lessons are definitely worth it. Thank you. Thank you for that beautiful advice, especially about love. Thank you. Since you're aware of your presence, would you like to share your name? Is there a name that you go by or names?
What's the name? By the way, I really like that. We're just the humor too, along with it being, of course, true.
True, absolutely. Well, it seems like I put words in your mouth. Thank you. I think we needed that laugh.
Yeah, which
Thank you. Thank you, brother. Thank you. I do recognize your soul. Thank you infinitely for your love.